Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Kerr, getting ready to teach you something that I'm just learning myself. I'm using the Chromebook, which I think most of you have. And for the Chromebook, we can use the Chromebook, and I'm going to attach this this camera now to what I'm hoping you can see. This is an application called Songmaker. And you have this on your Chromebook. Oops, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Anyway, it's called Songmaker, and you can find it by going to Music Lab, MUSICLAB, Music Lab .Chrome experiments. Chrome experiments is one word. So Music Lab is one word. ChromeExperiments.com/songmaker. Okay, so that's where you're going to go to find what I'm going to show you. See if I can straighten this out. Okay, so I created a little song. It's not a very realistic song. It's just kind of crazy. And here's what it sounds like. So, 4 bars long. Listen to it again. So it's got some beats. The beats are down here. Those are mostly what we call in music afterbeats. So up here, let me get rid of that, and I'll just play. Well, no, I'll do that later. I really don't know how to teach this to you, but I'm doing my best. So let's look at the application. Let's start at the beginning. We'll go to About. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Oh. To make a song, add notes by clicking the grid. And then you can share your song with a link. You can also use a MIDI keyboard. If any of you have keyboards at home, you have to use a cable to hook it up to your computer, but you can add the notes by using your keyboard. You can also use your computer keys. Let's not get too carried away. Let's go back to settings. Here we are at the bottom. So let's just review all the things that are along here on the bottom. There's the play button, which is at the far left. There's, it says strings. Well, I can change that to woodwinds. You want to hear what it sounds like if I make it woodwinds? So that's what it would sound like with woodwinds, and then we could change it again to a synthesizer sound. I think that's, or a marimba. Okay, so you notice at the end of the 4-bar phrase, I clicked on my computer, on the Chromebook, on the space bar, and that'll stop the music. Okay, so this is the play button here. Next is the kind of sound you're going to use. Next is what kind of drum kit you're using. I could just use a conga. Or, let's see what else there is. Electronic, blocks. This might be interesting. Well, we could do that later. Next to that is tempo. So this is going at a speed of 120 beats a minute. if we wanted to make it slower, we just slide that over. Very slow. It was better at 120. But it could go all the way up to 240. Listen to that. So let's go back to whatever it was, 124 or something. Okay, then that's the tempo. Then it goes to MIDI. That's if, in case you have a keyboard at home and you have a cable to hook up the MIDI keyboard to your Chromebook. Here, if you want to use a microphone, there's a microphone in your Chromebook that you could use. But let's skip that for now. Here's the settings. And we're going to look at that next, but let's just go ahead and finish. This is the undo button, and this is the save button. Okay, so let's go to settings. And here's what we're learning. The length of our piece that I played you is 4 bars long. But we could make it longer. But for now, let's stay with 4 bars. That's long enough. How many beats per bar? Beats per bar. 4 beats per bar. But those beats are split into 2 beats. So let's look at that a second. Let's go back. So this white area here is 1 bar. Then it turns blue. That's another bar. White again. That's the 3rd bar. Blue is the 4th bar. They alternate the colors so you can tell which is which. The other thing is, okay, we've got 4 bars. We have 4 beats in a bar, and each of those beats is divided in half. So if we were just using quarter notes, they would look, here's a quarter note, here's a quarter note, here's a quarter note, here's a quarter note. But we're going to undo that. So I just used the undo button at the bottom. If I wanted to use, so those are all quarter notes. Now I'm going to use 1/8 notes. Let's do a different color. So we'll do 2 different 1/8 notes. So that's 4 beats. So that's how many 1/8 notes? 8. It takes 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm not sure I'm explaining this very well, but I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go back to the undo button down here. And they're all gone now. Okay. Now, let's go back to the settings, which is right next to the undo button. So we have 4 bars. Each measure or bar has 4 beats, and they're divided in half. Split beats into 2. But we could make that different. We could make it into 4. Let's see what that looks like. I have no idea. Let's skip that. I don't understand that. Huh. Okay, skip that. Maybe you can't do it because it wouldn't allow me to do it. Let's go here to the scale. Now, right now it's set to major scale. We could change that. We could do it, we could do a minor. No, there's no minor scale. Well, we'll just stick with major. Start on middle C. Okay, so let's go back here. And this very first note, oops, is middle C. Okay. So we're in the key of C, basically. Start on middle C. We could change that. Could be low C. I wonder if it'll let us do that. Oh, I see. That won't work because the marimba setting, the marimba doesn't have a low C, but the piano does. So I just switched it from the marimba. It was set on marimba, but I'm going to switch it to piano so that we can hear that low note. Right? And the range is 2 octaves. So that means we can go from that low C up to the next C, which we call middle C, up to the one after that, which is high C. Okay? So those are different things that you can change, but when you open your Chromebook, there'll be a certain thing that it probably already says. I'll go back to middle C. It probably says this: 4 bars, 4 beats per bar. Each beat is split into half, and the scale is major, starts in middle C, goes for 2 octaves. Now, let's undo. Let's see, how do I get rid of this? We could save. Oh, look at this. Your song is saved at this link. Okay, copy the link. So if you write a little song like the one I just wrote for you, you could send it to me on Facebook. But I don't want to do that right now. So let's start again. Restart. Do you see where I went? There's up at the top on the right-hand side of Song Maker. And remember, here's where I found it. musiclab.chromeexperiments.com/song-maker. Or if you just Google Song Maker, you'll probably find this. It's not that hard. And then over here on the right is a restart button. So now I'm going to do something for you. We'll start from scratch. Let's start using piano, strings, woodwind. I really liked the sound of the woodwind. Sounds like a clarinet. The drums. This is what kind of drums we want. Let's use the drum kit. Let's slow the tempo down. Do you see where I am? Slowing the tempo down to 74 beats a minute. MIDI we're not using, mic we're not using. Settings we'll leave as they were. And that's fine. And I would like to see if I can make a little song that we've already learned. And it's we're going to use B, A, and G. So those are our 3 notes that we're learning on recorder after Christmas. So first I have to find B. So if this is C, C, D, E, F, G. So there's G. I don't want that one either. Let's undo. There's B. B is purple. You see where I am? But I'm going to get rid of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. So here's our first beat, and this is an 8th note, B. And then the next note is A, the next note is G, and then it's going up, then there's a rest. 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 Can you tell what song this is? Yeah, Mary had a little lamb. And this is the first half of the song. If we wanted to do the whole song, we would have to add some more bars. So let's do that. Let's go back to our settings. And let's change the length of the song from 4 bars, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything else we're going to leave the same. And I've never done this before, but here's, look at the slider. There's a slider at the bottom. Okay. So here's the beginning of the song. Let's play it again. Sorry. So, here we are, the second half of the song. B, A, G, A, B, B, B. Then we got to scroll some more. And don't forget to leave a space here in this last beat because that's a rest. Then the very last 2 measures goes A, B, A, G. And I'm going to just keep scrolling across and make the B a little longer. And we'll see if the note gets held or if it plays over and over. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. So it kind of pulses. It doesn't play a nice fluid note at the end. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do, and that's what I'm going to ask you to do this week. See if you can, you don't have to do this very same song, but I'm giving it to you so that you could use it if that's what you'd like to do. Now, there's other songs using B, A, and G, which we could work on, but or you could just make up a song like the one I made up that was just a nonsense 4 beats of strange melody that I just made up for fun. So that's how you do the melody part. And then what about these little dots down here? That's for the drums. So do you want to have a drum beat at the beginning of every measure? Let's do that. 1 beat there. Here's the beginning of the next measure. Let's go to the next measure, and then we have to scroll across so we can keep adding. That's the downbeat. This is the downbeat, and this is the downbeat. I think I skipped one. Let's back up. Yeah, look, there's no downbeat in this measure. Okay. Let's see how that sounds. That's kind of boring. So we're going to add something else. Let's add, well, when you do your own, you can do anything you want. I'm going to add the something here. I don't know if I like that. I like that. So the thing I like about these are the, you know how a lot of times we clap the steady beat? Let's actually do that. Let's clap the steady beat together. Here we go. I can't clap and hit this at the same time, but here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Those are the steady beats. Then I feel like we need something more on those eighth note beats. And that's what I did here. So I'm going to add those. I don't know if there's a way to copy and paste. I don't think so. It's a lot of pasting, a lot of clicking. I'm just going to do the first 4 measures. Let's see how that sounds. You get the idea. Let's go back to the beginning. And I want you to clap the eighth notes. That's what those little triangles are. Those are all eighth notes. And clap the downbeat also. So this is a quarter note, and these are eighth notes. Or no, I guess that's actually an eighth note also. If it were a quarter note, it would take up both spaces. I wonder what that sounds like. Let's hear it. It doesn't sound like anything. Because this little afterbeat, this eighth note pattern, that's a very crisp sound that you can really hear clearly. So let's listen to what this sounds like. And while we're listening, let's tap the eighth note, not the steady beat, the quarter note beat, but the eighth note beat, which is what these little triangles are. Ready, and... keep going. That's the idea. So yeah, this is a lot of information for our first time with Songmaker. And you know, boys and girls, if you have questions about any of this stuff, you can always call me. You could just pick up the phone and call me. You can call me on my landline, which would be easier than, because then I can use the phone to show you stuff. But my landline is 269, because I live here in Glen, 227, because I live here in Glen, 227-3108. Okay? So if you have any questions about this stuff and you want a little chit-chat, I'm happy to chat with you, because I miss you guys. So, boys and girls, this is for the upper grade. This is a lot. I'm going to also do some songs for the littler kids, but I'm going to include your songs also. So we're going to be doing Christmas songs for the rest of till Christmas. And I can't remember what your song is. But anyway, I'd like you to start working on those also. So fool around in Chromebook, see if you can come up with something. And if you want to make your own song, that's fine with me. And I think I showed you, there's a way for you to send me the link. You can put it up on a Facebook page or something. Your parents can help you figure that out. Because I would love to kind of check your work and see what you did with it. Because you can do Mary Had a Little Lamb. That would be a good one to start with, to just kind of get the hang of things, because you have this as a tutorial. But then after that, if you want to make up a song of your own and make up some beats and just fool around in it for fun, do that and send me that. I would be really interested to hear that. And those of you who play instruments, I know you could use the microphone down at the bottom of the screen. Remember, there's a little thing for microphone. You could use your violin or your cello, whatever you have, and play that into the thing. I haven't learned how to do that yet. But maybe next week I'll show you that. I could use my clarinet maybe. I have a real clarinet. It's kind of in bad shape, but it'd work probably. Okay, that's all I have for today, but go to the other one that I'm sending. I'll have Miss Walle send you the link for the little kids video, and that'll have your Christmas songs, so you can start learning your Christmas songs. Okay, great. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did, and it was nice to have a holiday with just my neighbors, the people that are kind of in my little bubble of safety. And I look forward to hearing your music. Bye.